Guys, this is gonna be What If Gohan Was a Uzumaki, Part 2 Remastered, and it might go into a little bit of Part 3, I don't know, still haven't decided. You know, I decide things right in the middle of the What If, so yeah, let's go. So in the first part, I covered the, how the origins of the Uzumaki family, and how Goku got with her, and how Gohan basically is an Uzumaki, which he's half Uzumaki, and I also explained how they did against Raditz and stuff. So all that's still the same. Goku stays alive. What I'm changing though is I forgot what I put at Goku's power level, but I'm changing it to 16,000. And in the other part, I also said that Goku wouldn't allow Kushina to come. Yeah, and this time she's coming. She's more. She just be more willing to come and to protect her son too, which Gohan's also coming. And so Goku's power level is 16,000. Piccolo trains with them. Like, he stays off for 6 months, but then he trains with them for the rest of the 6 months, knowing that he needs to get strong enough to defeat these not the androids, the Saiyans. What I'm also changing is about Gohan, to where I'm not gonna make him get like every release and all that stuff and every Kekkei Genkai. I think Boa release is good enough, and Boa release is gonna give him it's gonna be like a Kaioken of sorts. It's gonna buff him in 2 times in whatever state he is. So let's say he gets Super Saiyan, he gets 2 times Super Saiyan, so that's already a Super Saiyan 2 buff right there. Or, you know, yeah, 2 times Super Saiyan. And if he like somehow gets Super Saiyan 3 eventually, then he'll get 2 times that. So yeah, Boar release just amps him 2 times for a small period of time, kind of like the Kaioken stacked on everything else, except instead of going up to like times 20 like what Goku did with Super Saiyan Blue, he's just going times 2. Anyway, the power levels goes as followed. All the humans are the same, partially because I forgot theirs. All I know is that they all surpass Raditz, so that's what they're gonna do here. And but I do know the power levels of the main people that I'm focusing on, which is Goku at 16,000. Next is Piccolo at 8,000. Next is Gohan at 6,000, and next is Kushina at 5,000. By the way, Kushina also has Boar release, so she can amp her power times 2, also just like Gohan. And Gohan, she has full control over her, so she can do it just like Kaioken, to where she can turn it off, and then it goes off after a period of time, and she can turn it back on. But Gohan hasn't really controlled it, so it's only when he's angry that his Boar release shows. The Saiyans arrive on Earth, and Nappa plants the Cybermen. Go, Vegeta Juniors! The humans, including even not Raditz, the humans, including even Yamcha, laugh at this, as they all easily body the Cybermen, except for one, Vegeta Jr., as Vegeta Jr. jumps on Yamcha's back, as he says Yamcha's name, just like how Nappa says Vegeta's name, Yamcha! What the heck? And before he could finish, he is exploded, killing him. Chaozu then gets enraged and shoots a Dodon Ray right at Nappa's face. Look, Vegeta, something to eat. The Earth does have some good food, as he then eats the blast. Quite literally. Hurry and deal with the humans, Nappa. We still have Kakarot to take on. His power level. It doesn't make sense. It's 1.6. It's only 1.6? I think you have it upside down, Vegeta. And he then flips it over and put it on right side up. Oh my god. His power level, it's 16,000. Goku then wanting to fight Vegeta himself, and Nappa knowing that he stands no chance against Goku. Goku lets Nappa fight the others while he goes to fight Vegeta alone. Piccolo stands up to Nappa as he's really the strongest one out of all of them, minus Kushina and her using her Boar release, and minus Gohan getting enraged. He's the strongest one there, and besides Goku, you know what I mean. And so him at 8,000, him and Nappa are very close, but Piccolo has a slight edge, and he's strong enough to overpower Nappa, but he's not strong enough to actually dominate the fight or even kill Nappa. Him and Nappa are just weakening each other. As Tien gets enraged as his friend and person that he was training with over this year just died, and then his best friend and his Pokemon Chaozu was which is also the weakest one here, had no effect on Nappa, and so he flew up into the air and was like, all right, that's it. And since Piccolo was also an enemy in the past, and he still thinks Piccolo doesn't have that many good intentions, he just fires a Neo Tri-Beam at both Nappa and Piccolo while they're fighting. Nappa then turns around and uses a mouth blast, easily penetrating through the beams of triangles or whatever, and then it reaches Tien. Tien, being hit by this, then falls to the ground unconscious. In the name of the demon Piccolo, I will defeat you, as he then sends a clothesline right at Nappa's face. Nappa's face is bleeding, and damaged, but he still is able to talk, as he says, "You're not a demon, you're a Namekian from planet Namek." Everybody then acts just flabbergasted, as Nappa, since he already knew, he isn't surprised. So since he knows Piccolo's stronger than him, he then attacks Krillin. And Krillin, being scared from Yamcha dying from just a Cyberman, who was the weakest one out of Vegeta and Nappa, just attacks Krillin with the Nappa cannon, Nappa cannon, and this critically injures Krillin, but not enough to where he's knocked out or can't fight or anything. He then snaps back to his senses and powers up a special beam cannon, and then tells the other humans to hold him off while he powers this up so he can kill Nappa once and for all. Kushina charges right in, throwing kunai at Nappa, which she's almost at Nappa's level, and it's kind of the same fight between her and Nappa, like it was for Nappa and Piccolo. Nappa's slightly above her, and being weakened, it's even more of a fair fight, as the kunai actually damage him and make him bleed. As then she says, "Fire style, fireball jutsu," sending a fireball straight into Nappa's face and sending him blasting into the ground on fire. Chaozu then uses tackle attack, trying to pierce through Nappa's stomach, but it just didn't work. But then Chaozu then uses explosion, doing massive damage to Nappa, but killing Chaozu in the process. Krillin then powers up and sends a full power Destructo Disc at Nappa. Nappa decides that he's gonna eat this one too, but then Vegeta says, "Nappa, dodge that attack, you're not strong enough to take it." And so, just in the nick of time, Nappa jumps over it, but it does end up slicing off his tail and his arm. Kushina then powers up, using her Boa release to amp herself by 2 times, and then uses a full power Kamehameha, which she learned from Goku over the year. Gohan is amazed at how powerful his mom is and joins her. And while he didn't learn the Kamehameha, he did learn the Masenko from Piccolo, and so he uses Masenko on Nappa, which is enough to bring Nappa down and stop him from fighting. And then Piccolo finally says that he's ready with the special beam cannon. Meanwhile, Vegeta and Goku are fighting, with Vegeta having a clear edge, as he's at 18,000 and Goku's only at 16,000. And Goku has no Kaioken, so he can't amp himself to be above Vegeta. As Piccolo gets ready and shoots the special beam cannon, suddenly something appears right in front of the blast, right before it hits Nappa. As it appears to be Vegeta, who blocked it with his 2 fingers, who he then shoots a blast with 2 of his fingers right at Piccolo, critically injuring him and rendering him unable to fight. Gohan gets a rage amp, but not as big as what he would have gotten if he spent the whole year with Piccolo. So he doesn't access his Bull release, and so he just gets a normal rage amp, which brings his power level to 9,000, which surprises Vegeta as he's at half of his power level. And he's caught off guard, so he's decked right in the face by Gohan. Goku then gets serious and flies over to where Vegeta and Gohan were, as he then fights Vegeta. Vegeta being stronger, but Goku having more martial arts experience, and so they're almost dead even, with Vegeta having a slight edge. But that punch from Gohan really hurt him, and so his movements are beginning to slow down as Goku's picking up on that, and so he's taking advantage of that, bringing Vegeta down slowly but efficiently. Nappa then takes advantage of this, of his one moment to be alive, as he then uses giant cannon, but this time actually he sacrifices his life, making the attack more like a final explosion, like Vegeta from the Buu saga, and sacrificing his life, making the attack way more powerful, and that's what kills Piccolo, and that's what critically injures Gohan and Kushina, taking them both out the fight, as Nappa laughs while he dies. I'll haunt you in your dreams, Vegeta. Vegeta gets annoyed by this, and that gives Goku enough time to punch him in the face and knock him to the ground. As then Goku sees what Nappa did to them and gets a rage amp, amping himself up to 22,000, as Goku powers up a Kamehameha and Vegeta powers up a Gallic Gun. Gallic Gun! Kamehameha! And that's where I'm leaving it off. Yeah, on a cliffhanger.